Welcome, Sagittarius. This is Regina from Pacific Tarot, and I pulled the Two of Wands for you. This is describing your preparedness for a move. You're ready to make a move, but you're waiting for something. I'm not sure what you're waiting for. At this point, it feels as though you're waiting for something. You're not aware of what it is, but you understand that you don't quite have all of the information, all of the passion, all of the clarity, all of the motivation in place in order to make this move. It isn't that you're starting something brand new, but I do believe that you are amplifying a current setup, a project that is already underway with something extra. And what that move is, you're open to the support and the inspiration of your guides, your assistants, your loved ones, your spiritual teachers. But you're continuing to plan, you're continuing to dream or envision what it is that you want. You're still formulating that as part of this period of sort of waiting in order to put your foot out forward. This is a general reading, Sagittarius, so it isn't going to resonate for all of you. I use tarot cards and oracle cards to give you, in this case, a timeless message that is meant to serve you whenever you find it. If you're interested in a personal reading, information for that is in the description box below. Let's get started with your present energy, the Fool. This card is about a really complex healing journey that you've been on to arrive to this place of taking a risk. And what is implied in this complexity is that you have been a quester. You have been looking for the answer. You've been looking for your way. You have tried many things and you are reasonably successful at all of them. But there is a way in which you may have stopped when things started to get good because you weren't sure that it was really the right path for you. You've learned how to trust yourself, to stop, to de-invest in trusting others. And that is not because you were well served by the support or trust you put in others. It's because you realized that you had turned over your power in some way that didn't serve you. Now you're in a very different position. You've invested this trust, this faith in yourself, and thus in the universe. You've prioritized your own success, your own happiness, your own abundance. And this is part of what has shifted to where you're willing to take this risk with the right information, with the conditions being right. As I believe the first card was indicating, you're willing, you know you have everything you need, but you need to get your compass settings just straight. Because this is a journey that isn't going to be repeated by you. This is the last time you're setting out. You're risking yourself on an adventure that needs no destination because you embody all the power, all the clarity, all the intention, all the commitment that you need to be who you truly are. In the past, the Judgment card. You have finally come through these many journeys, these many hats you've worn, these many opportunities to a place of recognizing your purpose. For you, your purpose may have been clear at a very, very early age to you, but you didn't believe in it, you didn't trust it, and nor did anyone else. It isn't that you didn't trust your experience. You were told and you believed that what you were good at, what your calling was, wasn't anything that would support you, sustain you, that was even possible for you. And there was a part of you that believed that for a long time until you just couldn't go on any longer without the sense of meaning and significance that you require in order to know why you're here on earth. There's a lot about knowing so much and having no way to express that I'm sensing from this card in the past, to now being in a place where you understand that those pathways from the past were never for you. And now you can see that. Now you can say that without a sense of shame or guilt, but a clarity that what you're doing now, what you see before you now, is what you were always meant to do. In the future, the Seven of Pentacles is describing the stasis that you have achieved in your life, where you're kind of holding the reins still for a moment. You're pausing in order to evaluate the way you've invested in yourself and in your resources. And in the past, you have perhaps been the sole driver of your life force. You may be the head of household. You may be the wage earning partner in a marriage. There's a way in which you have often stood up on your own 2 feet and created your own resources for yourself. This feeling, this card is indicating to me that the gifts you received were spiritual and were at birth. You may not have received a lot of material gifts in this life or material support. Even if you did receive material support, it was to the end of your being able to take care of yourself. Beautiful skill that has served your independence well. You need to be independent. And in that way, you need command over your resources, but now you're understanding how to invest in yourself more appropriately so that you're not just trying everything wildly because you can. The finite energy that all human beings contain, you're becoming more strategic about that. How you can work at your gifts, how you can express yourself in a way that means that you benefit more and don't work any harder. In fact, there's a strong message that you need to work less and figure out how to do that, because working less will actually help you gain more. And some of the secret of that is just simply being in the flow. Stop resisting the energy that is available to you in the moment. Staying in this present moment of wholeness with all the support that you have from wherever it exists is the way that you are proceeding forward most beneficially for yourself, most successfully. If this reading is resonating for you, Sagittarius, please like this video. Please share this with others if you feel so inclined, and please subscribe to my channel, Pacific Tarot. And I pulled the loneliness card, which reads, I know that I am never alone. This is an important card for many, many of us who have been on a spiritual journey, who understand that our solitude, our space can be the most productive place for us. And protecting that space is very important to you. The clarity and courage with which you are, which is required for you to set forward on yet this new ultimate adventure for you, requires the clarity, the single-mindedness, the focus, the conservation of your energy that can come more easily when you are not distracted by the demands of others, by the noise of others' opinions, and others have opinions. In the present, the Fool card is clarified by the Tower and by the Hierophant. Well, no shortage here of higher arcana. This feels as though there has been some kind of unexpected turn of events that has helped you to understand how deeply connected you still are to the past, to things that haven't served you in the past. And there's a strong, not just independence, like not rebellion is too strong a word, but this strong need to strike out on your own, to demolish the conventions that once held you back. You're a lot more clever about how you do that. And you're also embracing this aspect of teaching through modeling the best behavior for you in your life. So you're understanding that what you know, no matter how modest you feel it is something other people need. This is part of the gift. But some experiences helped you realize that you are still attached to something that hurt you, something through which you suffered, something that never loved you back in the way that you might have hoped or expected. But this revelation of how much this event, this loss, this collapse of a thing or an institution or a person or a relationship has allowed you to see what that obstacle is that in fact has been holding you back. The healing you believed you had completed is yet to be complete. And it requires your continued commitment to learning about what you experienced that was so devastating to you. This is something that destroyed, in many ways, your entire world. And some memory, incident, loss, recent loss has brought it all back to you. But you're different now. You're committed to not seeing it as a tragedy, but rather as an opportunity to learn, a way in which you have been learned to be more authentic with who you are and what you're willing, what you intend, what you're willing to work for, and what you're not. In the past, the Judgment card is clarified by the King of Pentacles and the Seven of Swords. Wow. This is more and more coming up as a memory of someone in the past who promised you security, who promised you protection, who promised to stabilize your life, to protect you, to make you comfortable, betraying you in many ways. The betrayal was not straightforward, and that's in part what made it so difficult to, and what continues to make it difficult to understand how deeply you were attached to something that did not declare itself as a liar, a deceiver. This is someone who you loved, who you trusted or wanted to trust. And that the evidence for the abundance, the success that you expected was never available. In fact, things reversed in many ways. Things continued to fall apart. And the good opinion that you had, perhaps among loved ones and family or peers, was eroded as a result of this relationship or event or betrayal that you experienced. And this is something that you're now understanding its purpose and place, and it is bearing upon your ability to move forward in the future. The future, Seven of Pentacles, is clarified by the Justice card and the Devil card. Whoa. Yeah. There's this feeling that something that threatened to destroy you or appeared to destroy you in the past is now coming clear to you uh, in a much more informative way. You're understanding the amount of investment you made in perhaps a relationship, in a family, in a job or a profession that really never recognized your goals or your expectations, never met that, but had a long list of expectations for your performance. And your compliance never netted you the reward that you expected. In fact, it feels like things kept being owed to you, due you. You kept being underpaid, underachieving, or being described that way, although you were fulfilling your end of the bargain in spades. This is about understanding not only the wages of the choices that you made, because it did become clear at some point that you had invested wrongly, that you had put your faith in something that was more superficial than it appeared. And yet you continued to chase it until it was no longer available to you. And so in that way, you are experiencing the deepest way in which the way you complied to others' needs and expectations failed you over and over again, and how hard you've had to work in the present moment, how much you've had to evaluate those losses as part of clearing the decks for you to operate from your own intentions, your own desires, your own talents and gifts, your own heart, your own vision that perhaps you weren't willing to work for in the past in the same way. Perhaps only now, seeing how much you invested in things that weren't reflective of you, are you willing to invest in something that is crystal clear to you now? And I'm going to finish up this reading with a flora and fauna of Africa. And I saw the octopus first, so I'm going to take the octopus. And the key word here is flexibility. Indeed, this seems to be clearly what the strategies, the waiting, the anticipation is describing here. Make progress, not announcements. Your next win requires some privacy. You can multitask and be more efficient without the distractions. Thank you so much, Sagittarius, for this incredibly powerful reading and charms, enhancements, and blessings in 2025.